Hi, Debrah Novak, and thank you for joining us on Clarence Media's Q&A with the Clarence Valley Council candidates.
Thank you, Bill.
You are one of the few current councillors standing for re-election on Saturday, December the 4th. You've been a very vocal member of council during your first term, and here we are at the Grafton Community Farmers Markets, which you coordinate. But for those of us who aren't 100% familiar with who you are, please tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, I have lived in the Clarence Valley for 35 years. I worked for the Daily Examiner for 25 of those years as a visual journalist and weekend sports photographer. I'm a mother of three. I run two farmers markets, the Yamba Morning Farmers Market and the Grafton Twilight Farmers Market. And on top of that, I am also a part of a number of organisations that advocate for the agri-food economy here in the Clarence Valley.
Alrighty.
I also sit, I haven't finished. I also sit on the Our Healthy Clarence Mental Health Strategic Planning Committee, which I'm really passionate about that project.
All right, so you're definitely a busy woman.
Yes.
And you've just endured a marathon first term in council, 5 years.
Yes.
Two postponed election dates as well.
Yes.
What do you feel have been your biggest achievements in your first term on council?
I think surviving. My biggest achievements, I think, have been... I think my biggest achievement has been enabling the community to have deeper conversations with their council to get things done. And I've in the background, so I like to work in the background and enable our community to go after the things that they want to achieve. So there's a whole lot of processes for them to go through, and teaching them about those processes is what has enabled them to actually get success.
Mm-hmm. And I guess also, what are some of the biggest things you've learnt that you can take into next time, should you be re-elected?
Okay, so some of the things I've learned is, so the great thing about this new elected council next year is that they will have training for the first time. So specific training on how to chair a meeting, how to be a role model within the community as per the code of conduct. There's a whole lot of high-level skill sets that the new councillors will learn, whereas the previous, like this current council, they're things that we actually had to teach and learn ourselves. And of course, you make mistakes, but sometimes those mistakes can be very costly, and can result in sometimes disciplinary actions, so perceived or not perceived.
Yeah, all right. And so you had no doubt, no question about standing again for re-election?
Oh no doubt whatsoever. I've loved every minute of it. I love, and whether I'm elected or not, it's neither here nor there, because before I was elected, I was doing things and advocating for the community. I was already a champion, for certain causes, whether it was the Justice for Norma campaign, domestic violence, or the farmers. Have always not been afraid to step up and have those hard conversations with authorities on behalf of our community. So now, having been a councillor, it doesn't change the fact that I can still have those conversations. It doesn't make it easier or harder. It actually expands my whole knowledge base.
Alrighty. As many as 5 of the current 9 councillors won't be standing. I get the impression some of those were counting down the days even last year. Everyone seems to be ready for a fresh change.
Yeah, look, 5 councillors not sitting, that's a bloodletting, really, because it gives a whole new conversation to council. And I think, what I've come to see is people actually don't understand the processes of council, and that, as an elected councillor, I have to be really careful what I say in the public. I can have a private and public view, but I'm not allowed to go against council resolutions because it's once a vote has been taken, we have a democracy. We have to stand by that council resolution. But if not, we can put a notice of motion or a council resolution forward. Sorry, not a resolution, but forget what the other term is. But we can, there are ways to go around that, but it's very complex what we do. It's the relationship between councillors and the staff is very complex as well. We're not supposed to have a relationship with them either. They're the things that we need to manage when we are, when we live in a community, because we have the general manager over there and, staff over here. We have to be really mindful of the conversations we have with staff. Well, we're actually just simply not allowed to.
Yeah.
But sorry, the other thing I was going to say, it's actually a rescission motion if we wanted to, overturn something.
Yep. All right. So it will be a fresh start for the new council. What do you believe will be the biggest issues facing these people serving the next term?
I think there's a couple of issues. There's issues sitting with the Ombudsman at the moment that are not public, and that's, it has been publicly discussed within a council meeting, but there are some issues. There's not a full-blown investigation yet, but there are matters sitting with the Ombudsman, so that will be interesting to see what happens there. I think climate change and our food bowl here, the food bowl conversation and how we manage business and employment here is going to be the biggest thing to drive the economy, because at the end of the day we're moving into a new era of doing business, whether it's through the digital economy, but one of the steady influences for over 150 years has been the agri-food economy. So if we can really ramp up that conversation and spread that that economic love further, so with the farmers, in manufacturers or production, I think that will hold us in really good stead for the future. Okay.
And as well as a new council, there'll be a new mayor. Is that a position Debrah Novak could entertain nominating for?
Look, it is such an unenviable job where it would be very, very a very, very difficult job. I'm not going to say yes and I'm not going to say no. I will just, because whoever is elected, and we don't know, I might not even get elected, but, I'll just see what happens on the day that the mayoral vote comes into play, and I'll wait and see.
Okay, and is there any other reasons you haven't told us about why people should vote for Debrah Novak?
Look, there's... When I was voted in last time, and I'm going to be really honest, I have worked really hard for the community for 35 years since I've lived here. So whether it's been, the PNC, surf club, rugby league, farming, arts or culture, I have always been a part of the community and working for the community in one way or another. So when I ran last time, I didn't do how to vote cards. I didn't do any call flute boards. I did nothing like that, because I just believed that if the community thought I'd already stepped up, I would be already, I would be noticed, right? And those people who believed in me would vote for me. And so fortunately, over 2,000 people voted for me. So they got their $2.85 an hour worth, because that's what I get paid, $2.85 to be a councillor. And I just think this time, because it's not about, no amount of money I spend could convince, someone to like me, to vote for me. I would like to think people will know that I will step up for them, whether they've voted for me or not. But what I've learned is not to be so sensitive and feel hurt when people disagree with me, or vice versa. But I'm really comfortable going in and going hard and standing up for our community, whether they are the Prime Minister or whoever, I like to think that I back our community, and if that's what the community wants, happy days. And just because I'm a woman doesn't mean I'm going to shy away from anything. So more than happy to, step up and back the community. Oh, great. Well, thanks for joining us, Debrah, and good luck on December the 4th. Thank you.